Welcome back to Allison Customs Project Car TV. I'm Jeff Allison, and thank you for watching.
Welcome back to Allison Customs Project Car TV. Today's project is to begin the mini tub process for the Chevelle above my head here. And part of that is we're going to take 2 1/4 inches out of each side to let everything come in as close to the new frame as we possibly can. We've got it already laid out, so I'll bring the camera around here and let you see that. So the plan is I'm going to cut, it's about 7/8 of an inch here. I just went to the edge of that hole to get me a straight line all the way down. I'm going to cut this flange off, make the 90-degree corner. And this lines up the 2 1/4 inches that I want to get rid of. I'm going to come back and put one more line in here that's going to be our cut line. And I'm going to flange the main panel part so that this other panel will lay back on top of it, and then I can weld it back up. And my flanging tool here has works out to almost exactly a 7/8 inch full length jaw. Half of that, so 7/16, is the amount that actually makes the flange. So what we're going to do is come in here and mark 7/16 of an inch. We're going to be cutting on this line, not this one. Cutting on this line. So we're cut here, cut there, flange that, lay it back over. Before I can cut it all, I need to take out, what is it, about 7 spot welds there. There you go, guys. So spot welded all that in and dressed up on these edges here. Down on this portion down here, I built a little cap just to cover up the open area that was left after I slid all that back. And all that's left is to shorten this brace up and remount it back up underneath and then copy it over on the other side. Sun's going to play heck with this here, but came out real nice. Got the factory edge back on it now, and down here at the bottom that'll curve in, and really it could have I probably could eliminate that, but right underneath here is one of the body mounts, so we can't really just cut it off and leap and get rid of it completely. So up next I'll do this other side same way, and then I'll flip it over and do those two. There'll be a brace obviously on this side at that point. Get both those braces in. Okay guys, so we had a few changes overnight. You can see I marked out some other spot welds I got to drill out. The owner and I discussed tire sizes, and with the way I made this initial modification, we were going to be limited to about a 27.5 inch tire. 28 inches is about all we had in there. The owner's decided he wants to run a tire that's 27.9 inches in diameter, which probably give us a problem with some rubbing. So
What I'm going to do is go back in, drill those spot welds out. That'll let me remove the body brace from underneath. And then I can section up a little more of the corner there on the fender well. Right in this area. I'll section that out and bring this whole lip back. I'll probably go ahead and make enough room, so I'll probably just go ahead and do it about 1.5 inches just to make plenty of room for all the different tire sizes that we could possibly want to run in the future. And then once I've got this side done, the other side will go real quick because I'll already know what all to cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and get these spot welds cut out. Took another 1.5 inches out down here at the bottom and squared it up where the owner can run the tire he likes. And then I've already done the passenger side now, or excuse me, the driver's side now. So what's left on this side, or on both sides really, is I've got to put the braces back in. So that's what these holes are here. It's where the original one was drilled out. You can see the same thing on the other side. And then I got to put the brace back in up here on the bottom side. Did some modifications on this brace, so actually get the other one. So this is the unmodified brace. So I still got to clean it up. But you can kind of see right in here how it has this drop down and the lip drops. We've gotten rid of all that area, so I've already modified this brace. First, I trimmed it up. And then I got rid of that second step there because it's all flat now. So and then all of this will be fleshed, put in behind the sheet metal that I've already changed. So go give that a shot, see how everything's going to fit. One of the things I'm doing is because this bolt hole is really the only thing critical on this whole mount. Everything else can be adjusted or whatever. So we need that bolt hole to be exactly 1.5 inches further back than it was. So I've traced the edge of the mount, mark 1.5 inches. Do that in a couple places. Trick will be, so you need to also line up one more up here. Just line off this edge. What it'll be is to start modifying the brace where it'll fit around this squared off corner. And what I may end up moving it back, may move the brace back a little more than 1.5 inches, just to get plenty of room, because okay, so like I said, we moved this edge back 1.5 inches, plus I took out the whole rounded corner which used to follow that shape. So it used to be way up here, and the body mount would be like right in here in this place. So what I'm going to do is slide this body mount back, and I'm going to cut it off. Let's see how I did this one. Goes straight through now. Do the same thing. I'm going to cut it off, come straight through, and then I'm going to get it as close up here as I can. And with this line, I know I can measure back and go, okay, I moved it back, say 2 inches or 2 1/4 inches, and then mark it. And then when I go to the frame, I can move the mount back exactly that same distance so that they line up. So let's get this one marked for modification here. We're going to cut it. The other thing I want to do is get rid of this step. So I'm going to cut it just above that line. So until I can bring this whole thing back straight into line. Okay, still got some cleanup to do on it, but see now the part's straight. So now I just got to take this little whoop-de-doo out, straighten it up, push it up towards there, and I think I'll have pretty much everything done. So I'm going to move back to this line. That's going to move it back 2 3/4 of an inch. Because of these ribs in here, this won't sit flush. What I'm going to do is cut in on the two bigger lines. So kind of have that profile right there that I need to get in there. I'm going to do that on both of these. Yeah, one more thing that I hadn't even realized I'd forgotten. It's right here. Right here, this turns down, and I need it to go flat also. So I need to straighten that piece out as well. Before I put that brace in place and hide these, at least there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 holes here. These other 3 I'll go ahead and do while I'm doing these, but it wouldn't be critical. I'm going to go ahead and get this going. I've got a copper plate.
Snug.
Anybody who hadn't ever filled a hole like that before, a piece of copper gets hot, but the weld won't stick to it. So, I mean, it'll heat up a little bit and kind of get a little sticky, but it's won't weld to it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, get you a couple pieces of copper from the Home Depot or the Lowe's or whatever, and just clamp them underneath there, and then you can weld right. You put the wire right on it and weld your rosette up. I'm going to get this one, at least a couple of clamps on this one in place. I'm going to weld these back where the holes are actually in the brace when I cut those out. I'll weld those in place. next time I'll get the other side done. Then I can flip the whole thing back over. I'll do the other side, and then I've got to do the front brace still, those little pieces that I cut off earlier. Get those fit in, welded up. And then when I flip it over the next time, hopefully I won't be flipping it over 10 more times. I'm going to try and get it one last time here. Okay, that's all for that brace. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright guys, so at the beginning of the video I said I was going to be doing some other changes to the floor pan here, and one of those changes is on this side where the spare tire mounted and jack and all that stuff. We won't be using any of those locations, and I don't want that ugly stuff in the floor. So back looking over here at the driver's side, we want it to look basically mirror image of that. So, see the silver lines have drawn out there, and I'm going to cut this corner off, at least up to this upper ridge, and replace it all. Also, I've now put the, sorry for the shaking, but I've now put the inner fenders kind of mostly in place here. You can get an idea how much we moved everything about. So, opened up the back part of the wheel well about 1.5 inches there to give room for a bigger tire. Squared off the corner so the tire can come all the way back. And it's of course the same on the driver's side. Well, thanks for watching again this week, and I hope this helps you if this is a project you're taking on. Of course, I'm doing it down here on stands, so it makes it a little easier for access. But it's the same process if you're doing it up on the car. Crawling, you're just having to crawl in and out of the trunk and under the wheel well to get it all done. It's a little easier this way to also get all the welds nice and cleaned up. So the next thing would be to widen that inner wheel tub. And you could widen either the inner or the outer. I just prefer to do the inners just because I'm already working on all this area. I've got to make the corner down there and square it out anyway, so since I'm already working on this one tub, may as well get all the work done on it, and then the other one can just basically made up to the factory type lip there. So that'll be in a future episode, but thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.
Thanks for watching Allison Customs Project Car TV. Like us on Facebook and check us out at AllisonCustomsOnline.com.